Hey, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to We the Champs. I'm your host, Jalen, and it's time to talk some football, man. But before we get into it, do me a really good favor. Hit that like, subscribe, comment about it, bell notification, and hey, time to talk some football. So in this edition, we're going to get on some college football. And can I just say one thing real quick? Week 1 NFL passes. Week 2 for college football. And college football, man, I need y'all to step your game up. I'm a football head. I'm a sports head, as we all know. So I'm looking here and there for tightly contested games going down to the wire, OT, high-scoring games, whatever, big plays, splashes, and all that. We got some of that with Michigan State and Boston College going into 2 overtimes on Saturday. Great game. Shout out Michigan State. But man, after last night watching that Bills-Ravens matchup, dude, I mean, I know it's early. Like I said, we're going to get these top team matchups, but man, that game was so great. Dude, I'm ready for some top-ranked slugfest. Some top-ranked heavyweight teams in college football to just duke it out, slug it out to the brink, to the very end in some college football. We might get that this weekend coming up. I think the best matchup is we have Notre Dame and Texas A&M playing each other. Both of those teams are in the top 20, and we also have my dogs playing Tennessee this weekend. So, like I said, hopefully we get some heavyweight slugfest, college football. You got to step your game up, baby. All right, let's get into the mix. So week 2 happened. There were a lot of top teams that were pretty lackluster against smaller schools. One of them was Georgia, my team, of course. So I got 2 teams, just throwing that out there. I like North Carolina Tar Heels, Georgia Bulldogs. Okay, just hold on to that. So Georgia went against Austin, PA. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce the school's name. No disrespect, guys. Honestly, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Georgia won 28-6. This game was too close at halftime from what I'm expecting for a potential championship contender. Not Henderson. That's the baseball player. Gunnar Stockton's throwing the ball 30-something, damn near 40 times in this game, dude. We gotta capitalize on Georgia football, man. We just gotta run it down the throat. They showed his dominance, you know what I mean? So I've been watching football for a long time, not as long as some old heads, but it's going back and seeing so many crazy blowouts. At first I would see it, I'm like, okay, that is crazy. Oh, this team is great. This team is awesome. And then I dialed it back down to maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. It's just for sure, especially when Oregon was just murdering teams. It was crazy. Now looking at the slate, I want to see some more of that. Now I know specifically with Georgia, they've never been the best team at covering the spread. That's just never been Georgia football. But if I'm looking at some others, you know, they could step it up a bit. Texas beat San Jose State 38-7. Troy at Clemson. Damn, I think Clemson was down 16-0. Clemson, it's not looking good, man. That's not what we're trying to see here. Good defense, holding them to 16, but I want to see more points than just 27. You know, so if you're playing FCS schools and, you know, these smaller schools, no disrespect to them, but you don't have to, but what I like to see from teams are the blowouts, because it's showing that, okay, they're sharp at every angle. The coach is on the sideline getting on their ass about everything, no matter what the score is. Why do you stop hustling on that play? Why didn't you fill the gap all the way like you should have? You know, just every little small detail is being applied on everything. So those details, staying disciplined is just being hunkered down on every possession against a school of that stature that's that much smaller. So I think it does stick out a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, but I do think it sends a message when your team is blowing a team out 70-0, like Ohio State. Ohio State, gotta say it, man. They're looking like they're number one, and they are looking like the number one team in the nation. First off, you start the season at number 3, which I'm pretty sure they felt disrespected by. And like I told you guys last week, I think the defending champion, until they lose, they should be number 1 going into the following season, unless there was just a crazy talent overhaul, like Michigan's case last year. They think they had 18 people go to the NFL or something like that. It was some crazy number. So it's like, all right, honestly, this team isn't the number 1 projected team preseason of the league. But Ohio State, man, they're looking at it. They beat the number 1 in Texas, held them to a touchdown. The hyped up Arch Manning and Texas Longhorn team to just a measly touchdown. And they're blowing out Grambling, I believe they played 70-0. Julian Sand is just this dude is Super Saiyan. Are we going to see him turn Super Saiyan? They're stomping teams out 70-0. Ohio State is looking like a firm number 1 team, and they're going to stay that way until somebody else says otherwise. You know, Jeremiah Smith with the big ass touchdown play. These guys are raw, man. These guys are raw to the bone. Penn State getting work done. I think they're a little bit sloppy. LSU, another team that didn't scrape the wall with I give them the benefit of the doubt. Louisiana State, Louisiana Tech, you know, they're going to show some state pride and really, really stick it to them. Okay. Oregon, per usual, blowing out Oklahoma State 69-3. That is freaking crazy. Oklahoma State, what is going on? I read into them preseason. I knew this season wasn't expected to look too good, but man, they fell a long way. I remember last year in the Big 12, I had them finishing towards the top of that conference, but things didn't look good, man. And they didn't use Ollie Gordon III the correct way last season. His season was lackluster. So Oklahoma State, we got to get some things going, baby. All right. So I'm talking about big dog games, primetime games, and heavyweight teams slugging it out. The biggest matchup of this weekend was Michigan facing off against Oklahoma. Oklahoma took the win 13-24 over Michigan this weekend. And this was an exciting game to watch. Michigan, they're kind of tough to figure out, man. Last year, I know they couldn't throw the ball at all, but at least they stuck to who they are. They tried to run the ball. Hardcore defense. I mean, that's what they hung their hat on the past couple of years. The years prior were Harbaugh as the head coach and just being a hard-nosed defensive team. I believe Bryce Underwood is a talented quarterback. I say give him like a year or two, then we're really going to see him take some steps. But yeah, this is a big matchup. Really, it really showed us where these teams are at, and I think they're about where we thought they would. Or honestly, I would say we're more surprised by Oklahoma's performance, man. And I was busy. I was on the move watching this game, and just in and out. I think John Mateer is the Heisman front runner now. This guy was all over the field against Michigan this weekend. I'm seeing him run it, sling the ball, do all kinds of things. It was very impressive, him carrying the load for that Oklahoma team. And it's a big win for the SEC, dude, because, man, Lord knows we didn't look the best this weekend. But yeah, so this is a big win to give some credibility to the SEC. Not sure where they'll have us at this weekend. Okay, not us, but I meant Oklahoma. Guess I was talking about the SEC, meaning us. Okay, they have them at number 13 to start this week off, going into week 2. But definitely, that was some good action. Wonder where Michigan goes from here. Feel like they're just a little notch down from where they want to be, but it's reasonable, especially after that undefeated championship run. So I'm expecting some good things from them here. All right. Big news down in Florida. Florida Gators are in tremendous trouble right now. Whatever their coach's name is, Billy Napier, is, man, I don't know how hot his seat is. It has to be pretty hot. But anyways, USF beats Florida 18-16, and Billy Napier made some. But the coach, whoever made the calls down there, made some questionable calls of them passing it as opposed to running out of clock and giving USF a chance to get the ball back and kick the game-winning field goal. Yeah, man, this is a loss. The Florida Gators they couldn't afford this loss, man, if they wanted to really get into the college football playoffs. I mean, y'all know what the rest of their schedule looks like? They have, at the moment, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe they have, as of right now on the rest of their schedule, they have 7 top 25 teams. Let's count them out. Play LSU this weekend. Miami. Number 5, Miami. Number 7, Texas. Have to play number 16, Texas A&M. Number 6, Georgia. And number 10, Florida State. It's not looking good. Dude, that is the toughest gauntlet I think any team has going forward this season. Good luck to you, Florida Gators. I'm not wishing you luck, really, because, I'm a Georgia dog, but that's bad. Yeah, I'm sure DJ Lagway will look really good, make some plays, have some growth. But, man, this is just a tough slate for Florida. And, yeah, man, we're talking about Florida teams having a resurgence. Let's talk about USF for a second. Yeah, they took out Boise State. They beat down Boise State, edged Florida, and now another test comes for them. How did they get this pool, Let's see. They had to play Boise, Florida, and Miami. That's 3 preseason ranked teams USF had to play in the first 3 weeks. Now, if USF beats Miami, then we're really talking. I mean, they cooking, but if they happen to beat Miami as well, then we're really cooking with Crisco. So Miami, I better not be looking to pass this game. Everything dialed in. Better be USF. I don't want to hear no championship, no ACC talk, no nothing. So, yeah, Miami better be dialed in. Odds, Miami minus 1,000, spread 17.5. If I can move that spread, I'll probably take USF at like maybe 19 or whatever. But they better be on the lookout. All right, some other things that happened. Clemson cut it close to Troy. Clemson's offense isn't humming like it should. They lost to LSU, which is a fair loss in week 1. Played Georgia Tech this weekend. Georgia Tech was without their starting quarterback, Haynes King. I think he should return this weekend coming up. I'd have to double check that, have that update for y'all later. But Clemson better be on their P's and Q's playing Georgia Tech this weekend because they're no slouch. Another game that I was tuned into at noon this past Saturday, Illinois and Duke. Duke put a lot of money into the NIL, the transfer portal. They had, I think, the top transfer quarterback in Darian Mensah. And they put up a good fight against Illinois, but the Illini pulled away and got this win 45-19. So definitely be on the lookout for what the Fighting Illini are going to do for the season going forward. And the Big Ten, let's see them make some noise. It's crazy. Illinois is sitting at number 11, dude. There's some sleeper teams here. All right. ASU, Arizona State. We saw what they did last year. They had the good quarterback. They lost to Mississippi State 20-24. Which is interesting. Mississippi State had a huge transfer haul this offseason. And I think they have a pretty decent matchup going into this week. Let's double check that real quick. They playing Mississippi State. I just saw it. Yeah, I might have to find that for you guys. But yeah, Mississippi State's on a little come up. So we're going to see what they're about. And yeah, man, some radar teams. Utah and Iowa State. Utah sliding in there in the AP top 25 at number 25. Told you guys, Devin Dampier, watch out. The dude's quick out the pocket, makes the throws on the run. Utah's looking tough. And Iowa State. Iowa State is the little brother beating up on the big brother in Iowa. This was the first time since I've been watching, they came into this game as the favorite. And since they've had stiffer competition, I'm going to take Iowa State right now as the favorite in the Big 12 over Utah. And after a while, Kansas State, bro, y'all are just falling off. It's so disappointing. You got Avery Johnson, the dual threat quarterback. How did y'all lose to Army? Iowa State lost, I get, but you guys lost to Army. It's tough, man. It's tough. Oh, man, I forgot to click that. But, yeah, guys, so that wraps it up for my college football hot takes from the weekend. Like I said, I'm just ready for some dynamic slugfest, top team heavyweight battle matchups in college football going down to the wire, OT, double OT. It's all to come. The season's only started. It's definitely going to heat up. So, guys, let's watch some college football. Let's enjoy it, and let's keep making these predictions. And, hey, keep cheering on your teams, all right? But that wraps it up for this edition of We the Champs, guys. We the Champs. We out. Peace.